across who tells me that she's pretty desperate when it comes to cooking. So we're gonna make some simple scrambled eggs. Now, nothing could be easier than that. So
This whole thing is terrifying
turn
already.
on your stove.
Okay.
Here, I think it's this one. There, okay. So just on kind of medium. And you can put, you do that. You just put a piece of butter, as much butter as you want. Okay.
Like that?
Yes. No, in there. You can take it out, just put it in there. Excellent.
I wasn't kidding.
We're cooking in the pan. I think it's good to cook scrambled eggs in the pan.
Okay, good. All right.
So now we have 3 eggs, and
Yes.
you can break a 4th egg if you'd like. Do you like a green egg or a brown egg?
Brown's good.
So just break another egg into your bowl. And then with your whisk, just whisk these up. Perfectly good. Now you can add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. This is for a rich scrambled egg. Now if you're on a diet, forget the cream.
Okay.
Okay. And then is your pan, you can just
Oh, here we are.
push the butter around a little bit.
Maybe I should just pretend I'm in character and I'll do better.
Yes, make believe
There we go.
that Bree is cooking for, do
Pretend.
you have a new boyfriend now that your husband died?
Oh, well, it could be anybody, so.
Oh, it could be anybody on the street. I mean, they're
Maybe it's
very.
the mailman.
That's the odd thing. I mean, I don't know why you're just. All of them are just so hungry. And in certain ways. All those ladies on that street.
Okay, I think I'm doing much better now that I'm acting.
Yeah. Yes. Now act. Now just pull the egg from the sides.
All right, then.
Like that.
And eggs.
And just talk.
Okay, well.
So tell me
yes.
something about the forthcoming season.
Well, I think that it's going to be even better than last year, if that's
Yeah.
possible.
Okay, beautiful.
I think I'm doing great.
Absolutely perfectly. And then you take your little shells, and then you can just fill
Am I-
your little egg.
Okay, with the little
and-
spoon you're using?
Yeah, and you can do it that way. But if you want to know a secret,
Yeah.
which is makes it very easy, just put the egg into this little bag. See the bag that's in the glass there?
Yes.
So put your scrambled egg. The secret is not to overcook. Don't overcook the eggs.
I really do. I'm really in awe of people who are really good in the kitchen.
And make sure there's no ring on the on the pastry bag.
course.
Just a little adapter tip.
Right.
And then you can just squeeze. Now you might find this is a little hot, so be careful. And then you serve it on a little silver tray. You have silver trays, right?
Of course.
And so here's the pancake batter, and you're going to make it from scratch.
Okay.
Okay. So take your big bowl.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to add to this bowl our dry ingredients first.
Okay.
1½ cups of flour.
Okay.
Now my little secret ingredient, which I love, is a ½ cup of yellow cornmeal, very finely ground
Now,
yellow
how'd you pick
cornmeal.
that up? Because I've never heard of that. That's going
Well,
to make
just
it
an addition.
Okay.
It's just a little addition.
I would have never thought of that.
3/4 of a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
And now what you're doing with your big whisk is you're actually aerating the dry ingredients.
Right.
So you really do it all the way around so you
Okay.
don't get it all mixed in. And you're also going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
Baking powder.
Oops, and make sure you get it all in there. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, because we're going to be using buttermilk, and you need baking soda to counteract the acidity of the buttermilk.
Okay.
And 3 teaspoons of sugar,
Okay.
granulated sugar. So those are our little ingredients here. Yeah. And now we're going to add buttermilk, 3 cups of buttermilk. Add the
add the
melted butter to your buttermilk.
And you can't just dump it all in at the same time?
Well, no, don't add the butter to the flour because then it'll get lumpy.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to have a little bit of lumps in here. And 2 egg yolks. And you can just beat up the egg yolks in a little dish and just put that into the buttermilk too.
My
Not so
problem
many.
is the batter. I mean, do you blend it smooth? Do you make it lumpy? So everyone has a different opinion.
Yep, well, you'll see.
Okay, you have little mistakes
Okay.
too.
Okay? What little mistake? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Right.
Yeah, you just
Thanks
hide it.
to me.
Like that. And then they will never know. Now
Okay.
just pour slowly your wet ingredients
Okay.
into your dry ingredients.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so, and don't over stir, don't over whisk, don't over beat.
See, why not? Because is it
Because-
that gluten thing?
Well, no, it's just that you want a little tiny bit of lump, a little texture, but you don't want great big lumps, and you don't want it real smooth.
Buzzing away, you know, trying to get it all smooth like you see on TV, but I guess you should come out with your own pancake batter.
2 egg whites, beaten until they're soft peaks, and that just lightens up the batter really nicely. Now the griddle, now don't you do that at home? The egg whites beaten special? Okay, and just fold it in. And again, it looks a little lumpy, but that's going to add a little bit of airiness to those pancakes. The griddles are non-stick griddles, and you can spray them a little bit with vegetable spray, just a little bit if you want. And I'm going to make the job very easy for our guest. You can just put yours.
Well, that's going to look normal. These things people think look like the third moon of, you know, Jupiter's sun or something. They're just horrible.
Well,
people won't eat them.
Try that with the ring, and then I will show you.
So it's like training pancakes here.
I don't like pancakes that are too big. Okay. So it's just the way you drop the batter on the griddle. Okay. And like that. I'm making a little one for
Silver dollar.
Francesca.
And do I try one without?
Yeah, you can try some without. And just don't plop it on too fast. Don't, yeah, that's fine. Stop.
Ooh, okay.
And just put them all on the griddle. Cover your griddle. Try to maximize the cooking time and the cooking space. And then these just cook until one side is a golden brown and then the other side.
Yeah, before and after.
The perfect pancake. And it's more about the batter than it's about the size and the shape. I have some observers here in the kitchen today, Francesca and Sharky. They want to learn how to make French toast, and I'm sure you do too. French toast can be a little challenging to make if you're serving more than a few people. That's why we came up with the idea of transforming my favorite French toast recipe into one I call oven-baked French toast. Now I can make 12 slices at a time, and you can too. Let me show you. We love to make French toast with flavorful bread. Wonderful challah bread. You can use a French brioche like this. The French call French toast pain perdu, lost bread, because it's a way of reviving bread. And French bread, you know, becomes dry after a day sitting on your counter, and you have to do something with it, make it into breadcrumbs or French toast. But the brioche, I'm using a fresh loaf. It can be a day-old loaf too. And I'm going to use the end slice because we have hungry people and I don't even like to waste the end. I would cut the crust off just from the end and cut the bread into 1/2-inch slices, maybe a little thicker than 1/2 inch. Using a serrated knife like this makes the slicing very easy. You can use store-bought white thick sliced bread. If you're on a diet, you can use thin sliced bread, but don't up the slices that you consume. So there, we have just the right number of slices. Hey dogs, are you waiting for your French toast? They haven't had breakfast yet, and they're going to get hungry. So 6 eggs, 6 large eggs in a big bowl for 1 loaf or 12 slices of bread. And these are farm fresh eggs. I just collected them from the hen house, and they are so beautiful, really hard-shelled and gorgeous yellow yolks. 6. And break those up with a whisk or with a fork. 1 1/4 cups of whole milk. You can use heavy cream if you want. You can use 1/2 and 1/2. Mom used to use whatever was in the kitchen. So 1 1/4 cups of milk. And very important, the flavoring. A big pinch of salt. I use kosher salt. 1 tablespoon of sanding sugar. I'm using sanding sugar because it's a little bit sparkly and a little bit larger grain than regular granulated sugar, but you can use regular sugar. And 2 1/2 tablespoons, this is kind of important, the orange flavored liqueur. I'm sure in your liquor cupboard you have some orange flavored liqueur. So 2 1/2 tablespoons. And the zest of a nice bright skinned orange. I find this is the easiest way to zest an orange or a lemon. If you don't have an orange, you could use lemon. But the orange just adds such a great flavor with the orange liqueur. Approximately 1 1/2 teaspoons of orange zest. And cut the orange in half and just squeeze about 2 tablespoons of orange juice right into your mixture. Again, it just adds a flavorful deliciousness to the mixture. Now, I have 2 baking sheets lined with a non-stick pad. The oven is preheated to 375 degrees, and these non-stick pads are very, very good for lack of cleanup. You're going to have everything on the pad and it just comes right off. It also is non-stick. You could use parchment, but not in this recipe because we're going to put these under the broiler and parchment would burn. And now, soak your bread, but not too long. You want to just dip it one side, turn it over. Notice how I'm using the fresh slice of bread to keep the drips right here. It's just a little tip. Just lift it out. Don't leave it in too long because the bread tends to soak up a lot of this liquid. And just continue doing this until the liquid is used up and the bread is all soaked. Boy, does that look delicious. And how nice that you're not frying anything. That's the beauty of this particular French toast recipe. Just letting the last slice soak everything. Now take this to a 375-degree preheated oven, put it on the middle rack, and I have 2 ovens here. I'm just putting one in the top and one in the bottom. 10 minutes. Look how nice and golden these look, but they need to get a little bit brown. So make sure that the oven is on broil at 480 degrees and watch it 2 to 3 minutes, done. This is really attractive looking, really delicious. Now, my brothers could eat, about 6 pieces of this each. I could eat 2. How about you? I suggest that you invite some friends over this weekend. Make a nice breakfast. Serve it hot out of the oven. It's best that way. And I would sprinkle with a little bit more sugar. Since we haven't fried this, and there's no grease and no calories from butter, you could even add a little tiny bit of butter on top, like that. Let it melt right into the hot toast. That should melt nicely. And then a little bit of syrup. Real Vermont maple syrup, or Maine, or New Hampshire, or New York State. And that is a delicious breakfast. One of the best sandwiches I've ever had is the bacon and egg and cheese sandwich at a little cheese shop right here in New York City. It is delicious. Fontina cheese, fried egg, bacon, and English muffin. So I thought I'd show you how to make my favorite breakfast sandwich. Grated cheese, sliced cheese, bacon, highest quality bacon you can find. And it can't be bacon that's been sitting around, cooked for a long time. Has to be freshly cooked like this. English muffin, just warm it on the griddle, outside first, then turn it over and toast the inside. And I'm going to find the biggest, nicest egg I have. It's a toss-up. I think this one. And we're going to fry the egg right in the bacon grease. The bacon can stay in there. And just break your egg right into the same pan. Doesn't that look good? I always sprinkle my fried eggs with a little bit of salt and pepper. And I don't turn them over. So now our English muffin is nicely toasted. Put on some Fontina cheese. Don't break the yolk. If you break the yolk, fry another egg. And if you like, you can just take a little bit of the bacon grease and pour it over the yolk. That helps cook the yolk. There. Bacon looks done. So now on top of the egg, put a little bit of grated fontina right on top, melt into the egg. And this is getting nice and soft. A little bit of pepper. Put your bacon right on top. Looking good. And our egg is done. This goes on top of the bacon. I think I better build this right on my plate. And this muffin goes right on top. Now that's my favorite egg sandwich. And I think it's the perfect way to start your day.
We're going to put our dry ingredients through a sifter.
Okay, so
Okay,
all,
flour.
it's not in there, right?
No, flour.
Okay, 4 cups of flour. Right?
Yep.
Don't write this down. It's on the website. And it's in the book. Okay.
Great.
1 teaspoon of salt.
Right, 3/4 cup of sugar.
And 1 tablespoon of baking powder.
Yep, and 1
Okay.
teaspoon. Perfect.
Oh, plus 1 teaspoon.
You want to sift that?
Okay.
Great. While you're doing that, can I start this
Ooh,
part?
yes.
Okay, good. We have 6 egg yolks.
So the bakery is 11 years old?
It's going on 11 years. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Should I keep whipping the egg whites?
Sure,
bit?
you can. I'm going to mix the yolks with the milk.
I brought my own eggs in for you.
No wonder they're whipping up so beautifully.
Yes.
We're going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. Perfect. And some melted butter, 3/4 of a cup.
1½ sticks.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, and the
Great.
nice egg whites. Not too hard, right? Not
You can
too-
go a little more,
A little
Martha,
more?
actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
They don't have to be too soft. Medium to stiff peaks is perfect.
Okay.
And this part of the recipe is pretty simple. I'm going to do the egg and milk mixture
Okay,
and vanilla.
into the flour.
Right into the flour. And I'll show you a couple of tricks. One of the things, we don't really want to mix this too much. So what I like to do is just go around the edge, and then I like to kind of spin the bowl a little bit, and I kind of want to like chop it a little bit with the whisk because I really don't want to mix it too much. I want lumps in it, yet I want the flour dissolved.
Okay.
Okay?
That's it?
And then we're going to do the whites in 2 stages.
Okay.
Okay? So we're good like that. Why don't you add half of the whites to this?
Okay.
And I'm going to keep the whisk. I'm not going to
Oh.
go to the spatula yet.
Okay.
Okay? That's great. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the bowl again and just kind of lift it up from the bottom. We don't want to hurt the whites too
So
much.
how many eggs do you use a day?
How many eggs a day? About 6 cases, 30 dozen eggs in a case. Yeah.
Times 6,
A lot.
180 dozen times 12. How much is 180
That's
times
1,000
12?
eggs a day at least. Yeah,
Fantastic.
we
I love
serve
that.
about 600 orders of pancakes a week. It's a little
So
nuts.
it's 1,800 if it were 10, so it's 120, 100, 240. It's 2,040.
That's a
Oh
lot
my
of
God,
eggs. That's
yes.
a lot of
See, I
eggs.
love to think that. I'm probably wrong.
Okay.
Somebody checking that on your little handheld computer, little
All right,
calculator.
Martha. Now the rest of the whites, just delicate, and fold it in. Perfect. Good.
So fabulous. So lightweight.
And that's the secret of our
Yes.
pancakes. Okay, we like to just fold the
Now,
whites in.
Have you used
and
the
then-
blueberry, please?
Sure.
Okay. Now, I'll add the fruit.
Okay.
Now, how many?
I like a lot of blueberries.
Okay, me too.
But not too much.
So you don't put the blueberries in the batter?
I don't put the blueberries in the batter because they'll bleed, and we don't want that to happen.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to do 2 more, and we'll do that for banana walnut. How's that?
I don't like banana walnut.
You don't? Let's make them all blueberry then.
No. We have to do that for the people who do like banana
You got it.
walnut.
And we serve both
Oh,
flavors
yeah.
at the bakery.
Which is the most popular?
Blueberry, definitely.
I'm sure.
Definitely.
This is the
Okay.
syrup.
This is a maple butter. Okay.
Is this blueberry? Yes.
Yeah, that's blueberry. So this is our maple syrup. It's pure maple syrup. And what we're going to do, like a French butter sauce, Martha, when you do like a beurre blanc, and you whip it in, so you get an emulsification here. We're making this maple butter. You're starting without me?
I am.
Okay.
I cannot. I didn't have to stand in line. Thank goodness. It's cold outside. But you know,
That's great.
right after the show, ladies and gentlemen, just wander down to Clinton Street, right?
Absolutely. We're open till 11 o'clock, and we even serve our pancakes at night.
Great recipe, great book. Very, very lovely. Thank you very much. I'm going to show you a recipe that's in the book. It's very simple. And, oh, first we have to top the eggs. Now, have you ever...
That's the part I was practicing
Oh, you
in the
were.
back.
Did you break an egg?
Several.
Oh, okay.
Several.
Well, here, we're going to have a little bowl
Okay.
here. Oh, you have a discard bowl.
Okay.
Now, this little doodaddy, you can have this one or you can have this one. This seems to be the new improved version. There's nothing inside. Do you see? Mm-hmm. And the only thing that moves is this little handle. It doesn't move anything in here. See, when I pull it, nothing's happening. It's all by vibration and by pressure. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
So take an egg. These are all eggs from my garden. My chicks.
These are your eggs?
Yes. No, they're not mine. They're my hens'
See, already
eggs.
you're ahead of me.
They're my hens' eggs.
I have no hens
Here,
in my apartment.
In your apartment? No, I wouldn't hope so. I would hope not. Oh, wait, that one's not nice. Wait, you have to have this one.
Oh, that's
There.
a nice
That's
one.
a pretty
Little
colored one.
speckles on it, yeah.
Okay, so point side up, or if there is, yeah, that's a point to your side. Now use that one, and you hold this on top of the egg, and hold it straight up if you can, in the palm of your hand. You have to sort of cushion it a little bit, and then you just pull this up and let this bang down. All it's doing is adding pressure to the. Oh, no, it's not going to do it the first time. Don't move it.
Keep doing it.
Do it a couple times. Not too hard.
Is this easier than cracking an egg? I'm not sure. Is it?
See?
Seems
and then
harder.
the top should come off. Yes, this one's coming right off in a nice little circle.
dear.
Did yours work? Yes, it did. Now pour the egg into
Quick,
the
get
bowl.
it in there. Yes, I did it.
You did it! Now these eggs will be scrambled, okay?
Okay.
And look, it really, and then you can, if it's a little of that membrane, you can just pull that out. You have to wash the eggs very well with hot water, see, and you can pull out some of the membrane. And you have a very nicely cut egg, which we're going to fill with the scrambled eggs.
Oh, we're going to reuse
Oh yeah,
this.
oh yeah.
I
Yours
see.
got a little torn up. Well, you practice. We're
I don't
going to
do
practice.
aesthetics.
Yep, you're going to do it again and again.
Okay.
Okay. So we have. Okay, we're going to use your egg. We need about 8 eggs altogether.
Would you like me to do another one or
No,
not?
no, this is fine. You want to practice more?
Doesn't want me to do any more.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
okay.
let me do one more.
Okay, do one more. You want to use? Yeah, use that
Yeah.
one. Okay, just practice. I will whisk the eggs. Yeah, not too hard. Gentle, gentle. A few times.
Uh-oh.
That's
Oh,
a-
this is not good.
No, that
We have
was.
severe structural
Yeah,
damage on
that
that
one.
egg.
So we're going to whisk this.
Let her do it. I'll just be here.
No, no, no. Now, oh, please put 4 tablespoons of butter in each of those pans.
4
Half-
tablespoons is
Yes, it's half.
Half, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Half and the other half. Good.
Okay.
And I like to scramble, and you could add heavy cream to your eggs if you want. You can add salt and pepper to your eggs. I add a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper.
Is that fancy pepper of some kind?
No, just freshly ground. Freshly ground black pepper. And
Now, did you know I
you don't want to put too much air in your eggs.
I made scrambled eggs yesterday,
Oh, you
Martha.
did?
I did.
And
They turned out magnificently.
Oh, it's
we
so
didn't
nice.
crack the eggs and do the little thing with the
no,
thing, but
that's only for
Yeah.
that's only for this way we're going to
Okay.
serve these eggs. Okay, you're doing well. So we have to turn this heat up a little bit. Yeah, there. Okay.
we made bacon, egg, and cheese on English muffins. Do you approve?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? I love English muffins.
I do too.
I don't like the flavored ones that they're making nowadays, but
No.
but the old English muffins, so whatever, I can't remember the brand. What's the brand?
Thomas's.
Oh, Thomas's, of course, with the nooks and crannies.
Yes. And you
Yes,
toast them
have-
just
you
a
have
little
to have
bit.
that. Now you notice there's a lot of butter, but the richer, for this particular dish, the more butter, actually the better. It makes a really nice scrambled egg. Now, do you entertain a lot at home?
You know, once in a while we do. We tend to go out more. I mean, you know how it is living in New York City on a Saturday night. Get a big group, you go to a
Yes.
restaurant. We have a couple parties a year. That we do a summer party, we do a holiday party. So
Oh,
yeah, we can throw
good.
a party if we have to.
yeah.
Sure.
This
When
is-
called upon.
You have a rubber scraper there because
Okay.
we're working in a nice nonstick
Right.
pan, and so I'm going to give you some eggs here.
Okay. I believe
And
I can
keep
do this.
scrambling. Yeah, just keep scrambling. Just stir them around.
That is a lot of butter.
But that's because, well, this is a one. You're getting just the taste.
Okay.
You were just getting a taste. Okay, here. And we're going to serve it in that egg cup with very beautiful caviar on top. Do you like caviar?
Caviar, oh
well,
yes.
Salmon roe caviar.
I rarely have it at 4 a.m. in my kitchen, but
So not overdone. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, so beautiful. Here, just move it to a... Okay, so you don't want to overdo this. Now, see how nice they are?
beautiful.
And they're done. They're done, but they're not hard. And so now we're going to put them into, you put yours into that plastic bag. That is a piping bag.
Oh, this is getting complicated. See,
No,
this
it's
is
not.
usually where my egg story ends, but there's more.
Well, you could put these...
Right onto the plate,
You
right?
could put these on a big platter,
Looks like we're going to another direction
and
here.
we're going to put these into those hollowed out eggshells that we just made. Okay? So now we have all this beautiful egg. What'd you do? What'd you do?
Nothing.
What'd you do?
It just,
That's okay.
some collateral damage. Okay, look at that.
So now, that's
It's
good.
gonna be a little extra salty.
Over there, pick that up. Oh,
Okay.
oh, it went into the salt.
A little bit of salt.
Don't worry, you don't need any more salt because the caviar might have a little bit
Willie's
of
secret recipe.
salty. Okay, so lift that up. And,
Oh my goodness.
ooh, all that. And then just squeeze it into, it's hot, so be careful. But you want it hot because you want everybody to enjoy this. So beautiful. If it's too hot, is it too hot for your hands?
No, I've got it.
Too hot for my
Yeah,
hands.
it's a little hot. Yeah.
So you have enough for 3 eggs. Ah, it's hot.
Uh-oh.
How
Seems
you
like a lot
doing?
of work. doesn't it?
No, it's not.
No?
It's so easy. Look, and you can make this for a lot of people quickly. Now, don't get it all over the silver.
I'm ruining Martha's silver. You'll never have me back.
Well, there. It's a little hard for a beginner. I agree.
No, this is just for aesthetics, right?
No, squeeze up here.
could
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
just put these on the
gently,
plate.
Gently, gently.
Just say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
Oh my gosh, what a mess. Here, turn this over. Okay, there. Good, right?
So, yeah,
Tasty.
pretty good.
No, no, they're not done yet.
Oh.
Now you take your beautiful
Oh, boy.
caviar eggs, okay, and you just put a little spoon of caviar eggs
Oh my gosh.
on top of each.
Do you have a preference on the caviar egg?
Well, this is affordable, the salmon roe. And you can go to Russ and Daughters and get this down on Houston Street if you live in New York, or you can get it online and it comes to you in a ice pack. But if you're going to buy the farm-raised Ocetra, it's very, very expensive. That's like $200 for this much caviar, and this is more like $30.
Seems like a lot for breakfast. $200.
Yeah, it's a little
go
on
20.
the steep side. But look how pretty this is.
Not for nothing, but I feel like, and we'll let the audience decide, mine are a little more beautiful than Martha's.
They definitely are.
You're all in deep trouble.
There, okay? And if you have this beautiful little service,
Oh.
do you have a little service like this at home?
No, I do not.
Oh, well, that's something nice to get for your wife, you know, and she's pining away for a present from you, Willie?
Get her the egg holder.
Yeah. Look how beautiful. And then you serve this with brioche toast like that, and little napkins, and you can hold that. And this is actually a very, very nice dish to serve. Oh, here, these little cups come out like this. Oops, like that. And you eat with a spoon.
Oh, it's not like a shot? No?
No, it's just like this. So just take a little taste and let me know what you think. Very good.
Oh,
Good. huh?
Great.
This tiny little grain is called quinoa. And it is tiny, but it is mighty. It contains a tremendous amount of protein. It's considered a complete protein because it contains all 8 essential amino acids. And it's also higher in unsaturated fats and lower in carbohydrates than most other grains. While many times it's served in savory side dishes, quinoa makes a wonderful hot breakfast cereal. And I thought I'd show you how to use it. This is white quinoa. And the first thing to do is wash the grains. Just run some cold water on the grains and put it in a strainer. The seeds are covered with a layer of saponin which is a bitter soapy resin that forms a lather on contact with water, and it should be washed off. This is to keep insects away from the grain itself. And these are actually the fruit of a plant that belongs to the same family as beets, chard, and spinach. So here we have the quinoa, all rinsed, and now we can start making our wonderful cereal. 2 cups of milk, which we're going to bring to a boil. Milk comes to a boil rather rapidly, and we're going to add the quinoa to the boiling milk. And we should also have, for the cereal, brown sugar, cinnamon, and some fruit, whichever fruit you want to use, like blueberries, raspberries. Okay, it's just coming to a boil, and we're going to add the quinoa to the milk. This is going to expand to 4 times the original volume. So make sure you have a large enough pot. Stir it in well. And another very nice feature about quinoa is that it is gluten-free. So with so many people suffering from gluten intolerance, this is a great source, not only of protein, but also of magnesium, iron, and potassium. So turn this down to a simmer and cook until the quinoa is thick and plump. After 10 minutes, add 1 tablespoon of brown sugar and a little bit of cinnamon to taste. Oh, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Quinoa is relatively new to the American market, but it was a favorite grain of the ancient Incas who used it for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now simmer that 8 minutes longer. So now 18 minutes are up, the quinoa is done, and you can serve it. What a very healthy and delicious breakfast. If it's a little thick, you can add a little bit more milk, even heavy cream. But this is a gluten-free breakfast that everyone in your family will enjoy. A little bit more milk. A sprinkling of berries. Raisins would be delicious. Raspberries, blackberries. A healthy, delicious, and nutritious breakfast cereal. So many people tell me that they're intimidated to bake with yeast. Well, I hope that this recipe really does encourage you and not intimidate you. One of the most rewarding things that a home baker can do is make yeast dough. It is very rewarding. The smell, the texture, the feel, all of the senses are gratified when you make yeast dough at home. So we start off first proofing our yeast. 2 packages of active dry yeast, and put the yeast in water that's between 105 and 110 degrees. I sometimes just stick an instant read thermometer in the water and just let the yeast proof. Proof means exactly that. You're testing it for its quality of being able to raise the flour into a nice light dough. We want to make sure that the yeast is active. Make sure that you stir the yeast into the water. It's starting to bubble. That way you know it's alive. So we're going to leave that, and now we're going to start with the dough itself. We're going to cream butter, 1½ sticks of unsalted butter. We're going to have 2 large egg yolks, not whole eggs, just the yolks. So here's our egg yolks. Now to the butter, we're going to add 1/4 cup of granular sugar. Okay, so cream your butter and your sugar. I'm going to add the egg yolks now. You can see how they incorporate into the butter and sugar. And we're using 1 cup of bread flour, which has a higher gluten content than all-purpose flour, and 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, unbleached, high quality. And to that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And you can whisk this up. Ooh, this looks really good. Now add your sour cream, 1/3 cup. Sour cream, high quality sour cream, some vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon. the white vinegar, 1 teaspoon. And this acts as a tenderizer in the dough. An odd addition, but it's, you'll see when you taste the different products that we're going to make, it really adds something special to this dough. We have to add our yeast, which has proved it is all dissolved. Scrape that in. And then you'll add your flour. And you'll see it kind of breaks up, but don't worry about that. It will come together and make a nice, malleable dough. Scrape down your bowl. Okay, so now we can start adding slowly our dry ingredients. And beat it for 2 to 3 minutes. So this is what the dough looks like. You can turn it out onto a floured work surface and then knead it until it's a little bit smoother and forms a ball. So you see, I'm not going to incorporate a lot of flour because it doesn't really need any more flour. And this will be set in a bowl. And you don't have to even butter the bowl because this dough is buttery already. So the recipe actually asks you to knead this dough for 5 minutes. And notice I'm turning and pushing with the heels of my hands, pulling back with my fingers, pushing with the heels of my hands, trying not to add too much flour. If you add too much flour, you're just going to get a heavier dough. And this doesn't really need it at all. You don't want sticky dough, but you don't want dry dough. Dry dough is worse than sticky dough. So here we have a very nice dough. It's smooth. It's not wet. It's almost as smooth as a baby's bottom. And so now get this right into a large bowl. Cover it with plastic wrap. You don't want it to dry out. And I always like to put a flour sack towel over that's slightly damp and put it in a warm place to dry. Find that warm place in your kitchen and just let it rise until it's doubled in bulk. It's nice, right back here. We have one that's already doubled in bulk right here. Yes, this looks very good. It smells great. It smells yeasty, slightly sour, and I don't mean that in a bad way, slightly sweet, and it feels very nice. Now, when you poke your finger in it, look, it deflates. And that's, you can tell it has really risen. When you draw it all together, it is going to decrease in size, and it's ready to work. This is your risen dough. And this modest little handful of dough will make a dozen of the best sticky buns or a dozen of the best sugar buns. You pick. New kitchen. This does call for a wonderful celebration. And I have the perfect drink. It's my trick of the trade. Joey, do you know what's in here?
I have no idea, but could we make a few of them?
Okay. We can do it in the juicer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really delicious.
Excellent.
This is what I recharge my batteries with every single morning. I don't leave my house without it.
Okay, and it's a guaranteed battery recharger.
It's the green juice, okay? And you need a juicer.
Okay.
Like this, but how about just a pear, some celery. Oh, celery gives such good
for you and a lot of fiber
cucumber.
Too. The whole thing in there just like that?
The whole thing. Parsley.
Parsley's good for you.
Ginger.
Ginger?
Oh, yes. Oh, parsley is so good. It gives that pungency to the drink. Oops. I just got that stuck.
Where's the ginger, Martha?
Oh, the ginger. Here it is. Oh, just a piece of ginger.
Do you got to take the skin off the ginger to do that?
Nope. You don't have to take the skin off the fruit, off the ginger, off the orange. There, that's the ginger. And even a piece of orange or two, okay? This is what every morning, do you drink this in the morning?
No, I don't.
What do you drink in the morning? Hot chocolate?
Sometimes hot chocolate.
No,
or,
bad.
Chocolate milk or water or, sometimes just plain orange juice.
So, now how do I get this off? There.
There we go.
Okay. Now, this is so spectacular. I want to pour you a fresh one, even though these are fresh, all of these. Nikki made them in the kitchen.
Nikki's the best.
Not in this kitchen, in the prep. Nobody's allowed to use this kitchen until,
Wow.
for the first time until
So
I
you
use
use
this
it. That's right.